this is Buck. I brought Taz last year. He's a war horse. This guy here, he didn't do well, so I didn't take him to too much. Yes?
What kind of horses?
He's called a buckskin. That's his name of his breed. He's a quarter horse, but he's a buckskin. Taz is a quarter horse, but he's a Morgan. Morgans were very smart horses. Okay? Other questions? Any questions about the Civil War or anything? Yeah, do y'all learn anything inside about the Civil War?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that one
Yes.
station.
Well, I butchered it. All right, at 6 o'clock this morning, I was trying to brush him out, and his hair is so twisted and knotted. My black, his is beautiful, just flaky, just hanging there, and I almost brought him, but my wife she said, well, you ain't rode him this year. We know Bucks, he's a good guy. So, yes, I sort of massacred his hair. You had to bring that up, didn't you? That's a guy.
That are putting the beards and mustaches on. You look fantastic, very well done, very nice. One thing I might bring up, remember, it's 150 years ago, so the mindset is very different, okay? They don't think the same as what we do now. And if you were a woman and you were caught in the ranks, you were immediately kicked out. You were gone because they didn't think women should be fighting. They didn't think it was late. Whatever. But what a lot of women did, and there are documented cases of this, they would cut their hair, they would cover themselves up so nobody could tell they were a girl, and they got in there and they fought well. Okay? A lot of documented cases of it. Look for information because it's pretty fascinating. There are other women that didn't disguise themselves. They were hanging around because they wanted to keep track of their husband, their father, their brother, whatever. And so they would follow the army, and they would actually wind up either cooking or doing laundry, but that was also a way to make money. Think about it. If there's a bunch of soldiers coming to you and they want you to do laundry for them, charge them a nickel. So you get a nickel for every bit of laundry that you do. You've got money coming. You follow me?
Reenacting, we only put the bandit on the gun when we're doing parades or inspections.
You're so sweet.
Because she thinks this man
Respect. I would shake your hand if you were allowed to.
Don't let that
ring.
hat fly off because it flew off earlier.
If the hat flies off, you have permission to pick it, right?
Don't make her cry. Oh my God, you're so
Why'd you say I'm not pretty? Why are you not, sir? Am I pretty? No, sir. Good. You're a great man. A little sniffle. Close to a giggle. He's a very pretty man. Are you sure? Yes, sir. Better not be lying to me.
You like her?
All right, what you see here is a display of weapons and items that were used. These are all reproductions of actual things that used during the Civil War. Both sides kind of used somewhat the same weaponry. Uniforms were different. Stuff with the weapons were pretty much the same. I'm dressed as I go to battle in reenacting. Wool coat, pants, vest, shirt, canteen, cartridge pouch where I carry my extra cartridges in here, cap pouch here where I carry these little guys. I put on my musket to make it fire. Goes on the nipple there. And then I carry a bayonet for this gun and a pistol. I can carry a pistol as an enlisted because I'm in the cavalry, and they all carry a pistol. And then it's called a haversack, which is just a hospital's bag. I carry various items in there. I might carry some pocket knives like these. Pocket knife.
You're just jogging.
You made the cut for Lincoln? You made the cut for Lincoln?
Yeah.
We didn't even try out. They just said, you're Lincoln.
Oh, sorry. Carve!
So what are you doing and why are you here and what's this all about?
Well, we've been hoping to find some new recruits, quite frankly. The group has been kind of dwindling. We've taken a lot of hits, and so we need some new soldiers. And you know, there's all kinds of Federals that are here, I see, and you know, they're kind of starting to outnumber us a little bit. So from a safety standpoint, we kind of need to be able to boost our numbers a little bit and see if we can carry on this fight.
Yeah.
You know, we're here to fight for Missouri. You know, those guys are invading our state and we just don't quite frankly care for it. So we're here trying to defend everybody in Greene County and everybody in Springfield and try to chase these scallywags out of the country.
Okay, so now you can like talk a little bit.
Okay.
So there was a lot of stuff about the Confederate flag last summer, and I was just wondering how you felt about it.
Well, it's a shame that everybody is so upset over a piece of cloth when the overall issue is much larger than that. You know, the flag itself was a Confederate battle flag, and it you know, it's such a complicated issue that it's difficult to talk about, just simply because number one, it wasn't until other organizations after the war adopted it that became a symbol of racism. But at the same time, you know, it does symbolize an era that is kind of a horrifying spectacle. You know, any flag that's associated with any war is a horrible thing, you know. And you kind of hope that people can rally around something other than a piece of cloth, you know. And for us, you know, we don't fly it. You know, we're flying the Missouri battle flag, which has a cross on it. Just simply because around Missouri you didn't see a whole lot of that flag. You know, you had Missourians that were fighting for Missourians, basically. And like I say, you know, when it comes down to a piece of cloth, there's plenty of other things to discuss, plenty of other things to argue about, and plenty of other things that mean something. You know, one of the things I've been telling these kids today is, you know, when you study the Civil War, not only study it to make sure that you kind of come to an understanding of what happened, but also, you know, study it so that something like this never happens again. You know, I mean, that's the bigger issue.
Yeah.
Is to make sure something like this never happens again, and hopefully it won't. But you have to kind of know where you've been to know where you're going.
Yeah, it's like they're kind of trying to like erase history.
Yeah, and rewrite it.
Yeah, and you can't. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. You know, the victors wind up writing the history books,
Yeah.
which is a shame because there's a lot of misinformation now that is being passed around, and what you have to do, you know, I've always said, arm yourself with information, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're studying or what you're interested in. Arm yourself with information, and to do that in something like the Civil War, you have to read a lot. You know, you have to read a lot of different things and get a lot of different perspectives. And one of the most important things is to read about Missouri, because you know, this was an amazing place during the Civil War, an amazingly dangerous place. And you know, there's so many things that people should understand about the fact that, you know, for all practical purposes, the war actually started on the Missouri-Kansas border. And it kept going here in Missouri for another 10 or so years after the war was officially over, because people were settling scores. I mean, this was an amazing place and a very dangerous place at that time.
Yeah. So why do you come out here and do this for kids?
Well, for us, TL and I, we've been doing this, you know, we've been reenacting for 20 years, roughly, give or take a few years. And you know, it's important to have the opportunity to teach kids, you know, to speak to kids, and try to make them understand at a younger age, you know, the significance of this, and really just based on what they're doing. You know, there's not a lot of 8th graders that get the opportunity to reenact Pickett's charge and to live it for a little while, you know, even if it's just for one day. They're getting to live that, and it makes an impression on them. And again, from a standpoint of not only understanding what went on, but don't let it happen again. And for us, you know, it's an honor to be a part of it, and to get to see it firsthand and to watch these kids, you know, really dive into it. You know, they've made their uniforms, you know, they've you know, created their little regiments and all that kind of stuff. It's an amazing thing to watch, and these kids are doing a fantastic job, and the teachers that organize it, you know, Coach Casey, all of those folks that are involved in this have done just an amazing job to put this together every year.
Yeah.
It's neat to be part of.
To the Union, so therefore they released him.
I see. So you guys, so your family was Confederate and yours was kind of Confederate, kind of not
You
Confederate?
kind of like that. Yeah, we have divided information here.
That's funny.
Well,
But my grandfather,
my wife thought "damn Yankee" was one word.
You guys, yeah. We don't. I mean, I think half of mine was Union and half of it was Confederate. I'm not. Quite sure.
my one grandfather died with. We went home and he died. But he was Confederate.
Yeah, one of my family members, I think they went with Sherman.
Well, no, that was
So
hard.
Union.
Uh-huh.
And then I think the other one was a Confederate. So, yeah. I've always been interested in Civil War and history.
I am too. And I talked to someone today, and they said this was the best show in town.
Look at the horse up there. My God, I got horses too.
Yeah,
They even have cannons.
Oh,
last
really?
year we had real cannon, but this year I guess Casey couldn't get a hold of it, so it's just the paper cannon. But
Good.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, this is a beautiful setting. I tell you what.
yeah,
And it's a beautiful day. It's not too hot. 70-somewhat degrees.
yeah. Last year it started raining,
Oh, really?
but it was fine because it was like burning up all day, so the rain was good to kind of get a little
Cool
wet
it
and then-
down.
Yeah,
Are you a junior or senior this year?
I'm a freshman.
A freshman?
Yeah, I'm a freshman.
Well, you sound like a senior.
I've been told I'm older, look older and everything, so yeah, I'm used to it. But yeah,
I'm glad you're here.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna try to get down on the action and get when they're running and everything.
Where are you going to be stationed at? Down there?
I'm gonna do it with them.
You
So-
you going to be with them?
Yeah, with the camera, try to get it all
You going to be in the charge?
as much as I can be. Yeah, I was gonna do the roof, but my teacher recommended to be in the action.
But you need to have a double hat, Confederacy on one side and Northern on the other side.
Yeah, I was Confederate last year.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was. So, that was a lot of fun. I was a regiment leader too. The band was playing and one of the main guys lost his mouthpiece. So we were all supposed to be dead, but he was trying to find his mouthpiece. So it was hilarious. It was great. But
I might need a bathroom break.
It's a little too late.
But I just get nervous. So.
Here we are, just outside the small town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, 120 miles west of Philadelphia. The ensuing battle looms is what some consider the turning point of the Civil War. The Battle of Gettysburg was fought on 3 scorching days in July 1863. Both the North and South suffered extreme casualties. The Union is under the command of Major General George Meade, with his 95,000 Union soldiers, and the South is under the command of General Robert E. Lee and 75,000 Southern veterans. Our battle will depict Pickett's charge, which occurred on July 3rd, 1863, and was the grand culmination of the battle. After a 2-hour artillery barrage, the Confederates launched an attack at 3 p.m. along the Union center line at Cemetery Ridge. Led in part by General George Pickett, 13,000 Confederate soldiers marched from Cemetery Ridge along a sweeping valley for almost an entire mile, the entire time being shot at by artillery and musket fire. Many Rebs pierced the Union line at the top of Cemetery Ridge, but it was of no use.
The Confederate soldiers returned to their own lines, leaving most of their fellow soldiers wounded or dead on the field. Pickett's charge, as it's become known in history, failed. In addition, Lee's overall strategy was unsuccessful, and the next day he moved his army south. The 3-day struggle for Gettysburg was over, with the Union claiming victory. The battle's carnage, with more than 51,000 casualties, was staggering. In Pickett's charge alone, the number of casualties was over 10,000. Pickett lost over 70% of his men that afternoon. Pickett will live forever with the deaths of those men hanging over his head. In our reenactment, each body you see will represent 256 soldiers who died during the Battle of Gettysburg. At the end of the battle, please join us in a moment of silence, honoring all who have served and will serve our great country. It is now 3 o'clock on July 3rd. For 2 hours, the Southern gunners have sent a firestorm of artillery shells against the Union. These guns have now fallen silent. Union Commander George Meade thinks that the attack will begin soon. He and his men are ready. General George Pickett readies his focus with the battle cry. He and his men are ready. The stillness is ominous.
Tell my father that his son didn't run or surrender, that I bore his name with pride as I try to remember. You are judged by what you do while passing through. As I rest 'neath fields of green, let him lean on my shoulder. Tell him how I spent my youth, so the truth could grow older. Tell my father when you can, I was a man. Tell him we will meet again, where the angels learn to fly. Tell him we will meet as men, for with honor did I die. Tell him how I wore the blue, proud and true, like he taught me. Tell my father so I love him so. Tell him we will meet again, where the angels learn to fly. Tell him we will meet as men, for with honor did I die. Tell him how I wore the blue, proud and true, through the fire. Tell my father not to cry. Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Please rise for the presentation of the colors, followed by our national anthem. Please remove your hats and remain standing until the color guard exits the field. Thank you.
Reason. Colors.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Left, ace, forward, march. Left, right. Left, right.
Nope, yep, yeah. Well, they seem to be good, so I was going to thank everybody for coming. Okay, we can get They have work to do. Yes, so until the end of the day, and they'll come out, wait for car or whatever. They'll come out the front. They have quite a bit of work to do.
What station you say that's going to be on tonight?
Well, it'll be in a few days. It'll be on the internet.
Okay.
It'll be on the internet in a few days. Your grandson will know about where he can tell you.
Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you.